Mr. Ahdosy, will you please introduce yourself and explain why you are running for Committeeman number 2?
My name is Eddie Wayne Ahdosy. I was born and raised around Richardsburg, which is about 13 miles north of Lawton. I went to school and graduated from Alton High School. I joined the military. I was in the military for 11 years and 8 months. The best part of my life was in the military. I got married, Kimberly Ann Williams from Lawton, Kiowa girl. I had 3 children, Scott Ahdosy, Michelle Ahdosy, and Melanie Ahdosy. And after we got out of the service, we lived with my in-laws, Kenneth and Vivian Williams, out at Mears. We stayed with them and we went to college at Cameron. And when we finished college at Cameron, we started teaching at Cache. We retired with 33 years of teaching at Cache Public School, my wife and I. And we live in Cache, and we've been in this area all our life. And I was on a committee once before, and I think there's a lot that needs to be done and a lot we need to do. And the committee, people on the committee, I think it's a time for us to move up and do things for the Comanche people. And that's why I'm running to.
How do you plan to improve the Comanche Nation's economic development?
Economic development is to make money or to provide jobs for our people. Economic development hasn't done that in the last few years. What we need to do before we do anything about economic development is to find out what our businesses are now, our Comanche entities, and find out what they are and whether they're working or not, and then we can go from there. Otherwise, we're just, besides the money for economic development, where has it gone in the last few years? We don't know where it's at, what has been done, what has been built, what's going on. Nobody knows. So first of all, we have to get a handle on our in-house and find out what things are working and making money and losing money, and then go from there. So economic development is 25% of our casino money. So there's a lot of money there for economic development for us to try to do things with. But remember, business is hard to get and hard to do and hard to maintain. So it's going to take all the committee and the people, Comanche people, to decide these things. But I'm looking forward to being part of the leadership to try to get these things going.
What steps do you think need to be made for the 60% reallocation plan to be approved, and how are you going to contribute to its approval?
I approve of the 60% allocation. I believe this is the best program we have for 60% because it's the only program that gives every Comanche something. All other programs do not give all Comanche people something. So I approve of the General Council for 60%. The only problem is the allocation we have now is 40%. We have 40% for per cap. We have 25% for economic development. We have 25% for education, and we have 10% for tribal government. And what this means is the Comanche tribe voted to get 60%, change to 40% of our per cap to 60%. In order to do that, we have to cut the other programs some percentage. And what we sent to the BIA, they disapproved it. We have to show if our monies are doing what it says it's supposed to be doing. And we haven't been able to, either the CBC didn't want to do it, or they don't care to do it, or they don't have the paperwork to back them up. So I don't know what the problem is. When I get on the committee, we're going to all look into this, and we're going to see how we could progress here and answer the questions the BIA wants us to know, because I really, really believe this program for 60%, like I said, helps every Comanche, and I approve of that.
What are your ideas to help cultural preservation of the Comanche Nation's language, songs, dances, and traditions?
Okay, this is what I was talking about a little bit earlier. We have the newspaper, which I think is great, but you only put so many things in there. This, what we're doing now, is the upcoming, and I think it can be improved on. It can be larger and it can serve more things to the Comanche people. We can have, like I said, we could have Comanche classes. We can be videotaped and it can go out to the people. So we don't have to go different places and do this. They can come here, have a lesson, and it'll be projected out. Maybe do this once a week or once a month, whatever, that we can budget and find the volunteers to do this with. We can also get the information out by our culture, by having the film the Comanche Nation Fair in an exposition. Go and show our culture centers in town and just film different things that the Comanche people are doing and put it on the internet and let the people watch it if they want to. And we can do a lot more with this. We can go to some churches and listen to a service for songs and hymns. I like the Comanche hymns, and I think they should be put on there. Get some people to come in and sing them, and have Tina come in with her crew and have her come in and sing these songs and let them go out and let the people hear them on the internet. And I think this is a good thing. CBC meetings, you already do that. You have the recordings for that, the general counsel. All this is good, and I think we need to upgrade it and do more.
How important do you feel it is to be transparent with information on the status of the Comanche Nation's finances, resolutions, meetings, and the audit, and how will you communicate to the tribal members about the standings of the tribe?
Okay, now this is an important issue because we've been trying for years to get information from the CBC and our leadership, but we do not have any. So first of all, we need to get accountability of all the Comanche interest, because we can't tell anybody anything unless we know something. So we need to get in and find out what all our finances and where I think all entities and all programs should give a monthly report to the CBC just before the CBC meeting. So therefore, if any questions come up about any program, they can answer it right there on the CBC, because we have the information for the last month, the month before, and whatever, and we'll keep it and see how our programs are going, where our money's spent. The main thing is people concerned about is where's the money going, what we're doing with the money. And we can find this and we can give it out to the people. We can give it out to the people through this media. And we have all that information. It will all be, main thing is keep it up to date. Once you don't do it, it's going to fall behind, and we're not going to be up to date. So I believe in all these first thing is find out what all our monies are going so we can give it to the people.
Do you think the current forensic audit being conducted on the certain Comanche Nation programs will help the Comanche Nation? Will you support another forensic audit?
Okay, now, I support the forensic audit because it will give us a good idea of where our money's coming in from and where is it going. And the main thing about the audit is going to show the discrepancies of the program. Now, that's going to be a good and bad, but it's going to be what we need to know because we don't know this thing here. It's a examination and evaluation of our finances. The main thing is the finances. That's what the audit is provided. And the deal is, we need to know all this so we can answer the people where our money's going, because we always have problems with the money and where's it at and where's it going. So I believe in the forensic audit, and I believe we should have an audit. Well, the Constitution says we should have an audit once a year for all programs, but we never have that. So what we need to do is get a hold of this so we can give it out to the people.
Do you feel the Comanche Nation's nepotism law needs to be changed?
Well, if you read the Constitution, you sign a form that says you're going to support, you take an oath of office and pledge yourself to honor the Constitution, what it says. Now, according to right now, I go by the Constitution. If it says you can't not hire husband, wife, mother, father, son, daughter, sister, or brother of CBC members, then I support that until we can change it. Now, I think this was done in 1960, and I think we was a little tribe then. Now we're a big tribe. So I think what we need to do is, I have a change in mind, but remember, any change in mind, it's whether the committee's going to do it or not. You can support it or whatever. I believe you should give one exemption, because if you start giving 2 and 3 exemptions, then you're giving everybody the same thing again. So I believe in just one exemption. For instance, you know, if you're on a CBC member and your wife's working here, that's fine. That's one exemption according to the Constitution. So now your son, that's one exemption. So I believe we need to change it because we're bigger now and we have more people employed. So I think we should change it to give one exemption.
Do you have any closing remarks?
I was on the CBC before, and people always been asking me to run for the chairman or CBC member, but I never did feel it was a good time. Now I think it's a good time. I think the committee is going in the right direction, and I think I want to be a part of it. I think we can do bigger and better things for our people, and I want to be a part of that. And there's a couple other things that the Constitution needs to be changed. We need to look at that. When I was on the committee, we tried to change it. It didn't get changed. Other people are trying to change it over the years. It didn't get changed. I think we need to look at it again and seriously push it and sell it to the Comanche people. There's some things that need to be changed because we're having these same problems over and over, same problems over and over. We need to change it. And then economic development, we need to get serious about that also. So much money is put into it. Where's that money at? Let's use it for economic development in some way, shape, or form. I believe it's going to provide jobs for our people. And I also believe if an entity is breaking even, we should keep it. You know, as long as it don't lose, because if it loses money, we have to get money to keep it up. But if it's self-sustaining, it's providing jobs for people, so I think we should keep it if it's self-sustaining. And I believe in putting more money in education. Of course, I'm an educator. I believe in education. 2 of my children have college degrees, one in business administration, emphasis in finance, and Michelle's got a degree in accounting. The other one finished 2 years of college and got married, so that ended there. But we need more money for education because it's getting expensive. And I believe that all people who department heads, people who oversee money should be bonded. That goes even for the CBC. I think the CBC should be bonded. And we require all employees to have a drug test. Then I think the CBC and the TA should have drug tests. And if you have any discrepancies anywhere, then you should be dismissed ASAP. You know, we don't have time. If you know you're a drug person, don't come to office. You know, if you know you got nepotism, don't come to office, because all you're doing is making us do it all over again. So you know better than that. And I believe that the CBC, any action the CBC and the TA makes, it should be signed by all CBC members. Like those who vote yes for it and those who vote no, because a lot of times people, well, they passed this. Well, I didn't know about it. Say, how come? Because just 2-3 people can sign a document. Well, if they sign it, the rest of the people's not going to know. So the best thing to do is, I think all CBC members should sign all documents that they approve or disapprove and have their names on that form so they'll know what's going on. And other people will know what's going on. So I ask for your vote.